Have you ever dealt with someone who constantly takes but rarely gives back? Maybe you've been promised something that never materialized, or you've noticed someone always putting their own desires above everyone else's. Greed is a behavior rooted in the insatiable desire for more money, more power, more control, at the expense of others. Spotting a greedy person early can help you protect yourself from manipulation, exploitation, and unnecessary stress. So how can you recognize a greedy person? It's not always as obvious as someone hoarding wealth or blatantly taking advantage of others. Greed often manifests through subtle behaviors and attitudes. One of the first signs is a pattern of over-promising but under-delivering. Greedy individuals may use big promises to lure people in, whether it's a business opportunity, friendship, or partnership. But when it's time to follow through, they often fall short because their real goal was never to give, it was to take. Another red flag is constant self-centeredness. Greedy people tend to focus on their own needs and desires above anyone else's. In conversations, they often steer the topic back to themselves. In relationships, they may expect constant attention and favors but rarely reciprocate. Pay attention to how often someone shows genuine interest in your well-being. If it's always about them, you might be dealing with a greedy personality. Manipulation is another tactic commonly used by greedy people. They may play on your emotions, making you feel guilty for not helping them or pressuring you to agree to their terms. For example, in a business setting, a greedy person might push you into a deal by creating a false sense of urgency. If you don't act now, you'll miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Recognizing these pressure tactics can help you step back and make more rational decisions. Greed isn't limited to money. Some people are greedy for power, recognition, or influence. You'll often find these traits in toxic work environments where certain individuals climb the ladder by taking credit for others' achievements or sabotaging their colleagues. In friendships or relationships, this might look like someone constantly seeking validation while draining your emotional energy. The impact of greed on relationships can be devastating. Over time, the imbalance of giving and taking erodes trust and respect. If you find yourself always giving without receiving much in return, it's important to reassess the relationship and set boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on mutual support and reciprocity. When someone consistently prioritizes their own interests at your expense, it's a sign that they may be driven by greed. So, how do you protect yourself from greedy people? The first step is to establish clear boundaries. Know your limits, whether it's your time, money, or emotional energy, and communicate them firmly. For example, if a colleague constantly pressures you to take on extra work, you can respond by saying, "I'm currently at capacity and can't take on more tasks right now." Standing up for yourself may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's essential for maintaining your well-being. Another strategy is to trust actions over words. Greedy individuals often rely on charm and persuasive language to get what they want. Instead of being swayed by promises, observe how they behave over time. Are they reliable? Do they follow through on their commitments? Actions reveal far more than words ever will. It's also important to manage your expectations. Once you recognize someone's pattern of greed, don't expect them to suddenly change. While it's possible for people to grow and improve, change typically requires a level of self-awareness and effort that many greedy individuals lack. Protect yourself by adjusting your expectations and limiting your exposure to their behavior. However, it's equally important to avoid jumping to conclusions. Not every act of self-interest is a sign of greed. There's a difference between someone setting healthy boundaries for themselves and someone who is exploitative. The key is to look for consistent patterns over time. Let's also discuss the societal impact of greed. In many cases, entire systems, such as corporate or political institutions, can be driven by greed. When companies prioritize short-term profits over long-term sustainability, employees, consumers, and the environment suffer. Recognizing these patterns on a larger scale can help you make more informed decisions, such as supporting ethical businesses or advocating for fair policies. Finally, remember that greed often stems from fear and insecurity. People who are consumed by greed may feel that they never have enough, no matter how much they accumulate. While this doesn't excuse their behavior, understanding the root cause can give you insight into why they act the way they do. This perspective can help you approach situations with empathy while still protecting yourself. To summarize, spotting a greedy person involves recognizing key patterns: overpromising, self-centeredness, manipulation, and a lack of reciprocity. Protect yourself by setting boundaries, trusting actions over words, and managing your expectations. By becoming more aware of these behaviors, you can navigate relationships and situations with greater confidence and clarity. What are your thoughts on identifying and dealing with greedy individuals? Have you encountered these behaviors before? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights on personal growth and relationships.